Welcome to the escape room. Enjoy the game.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game.
Welcome, everybody, to the DIU Escape Room Podcast. I'm Dom.
And I am Phil.
That is Phil over there.
Yeah.
We're road tripping.
That we are.
Impromptu, another road trip back to Long Island.
Strong Island, baby.
And so far we've gotten 3 rooms in.
3 rooms, 2
today.
places.
Yeah, 2 different places. We'll probably just talk about the first place today, because possibly going back to the second place.
Hope so.
So that's going to be a pretty good review. We went to Epic
Yes.
Escape Rooms in Long Island here. I don't know actually what town it's in, but hey, it is what it is. We talked with the manager, Harry, and we did 2 rooms there. We did Lost Forest and oh, God, what was the other one? We just did it. I can't remember.
Illusionist.
Oh, and the Illusionist.
Or
Vanished.
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 It's in West Hampstead.
West Hampstead, New York.
Yeah.
Right here on the island.
On Hampstead Turnpike.
Uh-huh. And Forest. It's been a minute since we did reviews. I mean, we've been talking articles the last few podcasts, so this is kind of a different change. And I also got to remember how to do this review here.
No spoilers now.
Yeah, no spoilers. Forest, you got to get in there. You have an hour to get out. He really didn't explain what the story really was.
The story was, it was like a rainforest kind of thing.
Yeah.
And a plane
Yeah.
crashed in there and destroyed some of the trees and vegetation and
All right.
disrupted the
Ecosystem.
ecosystem.
Okay.
But basically,
You're in a
it's-
forest and you
yeah.
got to find, I don't know, you got to find your way out. You got to find your longitude and latitude.
right,
Which
so
he
that they
didn't,
could come get you.
which they didn't explain to us in the beginning.
No, they didn't explain starting or how to end the game.
Right. We wasted a lot of time trying to figure stuff out. I thought it was pretty immersive there. You had vines and leaves and a square tree, which
It's what I would call a first-gen room.
Oh yeah,
You know, there was
yeah.
lots of regular number locks in it, and
Lots of those. Yes.
and
And I guess there was a few props, but kind of explained that they were breaking, and it's been a while since they did the room. Created the room, so nobody remember how anything was wired.
yeah,
Okay, and we told this to the manager that we were talking with after that. Not for nothing, we hold every room to a standard that everything has to work every single time.
right.
Whether we trigger it in the room or you trigger it from the game master post.
Thank you, Masterpiece.
Yes, thank you, Masterpiece.
Shout out.
Yeah. And so this one was, I don't know.
There was as immersive as it was, and for being a one-gen room and being done on the lower end of budget-wise, I would say.
I agree. Yeah.
To decorate it. It looked good,
Yep.
but when you really look, it looked good walking into the room.
Yes.
Once you start looking around, you start seeing exposed wires. You start seeing
Yep.
where the batteries go for certain props. just kind of hanging there.
and they weren't working.
Props that weren't working and were just in the room because no one took them out of the room.
Right.
And, this used to work if you put this on top of here, but now it's just a place to put it, kind of thing.
Right. And they did a decent workaround for whatever props weren't working. But when now we bring this up on almost every review podcast. Guys, take care of your locks. We happened the same exact lock in two different rooms. We're both worn till you couldn't see a damn thing, and Harry told us they were only 2 weeks old.
Right.
That's
how many people they get.
I call bullshit on it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You know what? If that's true, then you're not buying a durable enough lock.
Right.
You
That
know,
after 2 weeks, the thing looks like it's 5 years old.
part of the maintenance is if you're going to keep using that lock, someone has to take a marker or something and paint them in.
Do something. Right.
Or those kind of locks, you could buy the
cylinders. Not
Yeah.
those ones. For the 5-digit ones.
Yeah.
You can. And you can also put a blank in if you only want to use a 4-digit.
right.
So there are other ways to do
Yeah,
it.
if you're really that busy.
Yes.
Like, you know what?
If you
when
are,
we were
great.
there, we saw a lot of people coming and going.
Exactly.
So
a lot of big groups too.
It could be. I think they do a lot with parties there. Mm-hmm. It seemed to be that. Look, you know what? That's great for them.
It is.
Like I said, the thing that got me in that room was the amount of things that were no longer working that were still left in that room.
And you notice they should have been working, but they weren't.
Yeah.
Right. There's a couple things that I thought it broke it, but no,
Yeah.
you just pull the door open and there it is.
And he was very open about what wasn't working and things that he knows how some things were broken by customers, and
Right.
he told us some pretty funny stories.
Yeah, he did, especially
And,
the second room.
yeah.
But yeah, the first room, there was one really cool wall pack there. And
I'm just gonna say it.
the flying monkey,
I don't care. There's a zip line in this room,
flying monkey.
and it is one of the best props I've seen in a long time.
Yes. That was awesome.
Now, one thing I do want to say is if you listen to a past podcast, when we talked about stuffed animals
Yes.
on it, I want to retract my statement that I made about not liking stuffed animals in a room as a replacement for real animals, because you obviously can't put a real animal in the room, but I really don't care for the stuffed animals in the room that are supposed to be real animals. In this room,
It worked.
it worked.
It did.
I think because they were all to scale,
Yep.
and they were kind of realistic, but all in the same realm of looking somewhere between being realistic and looking cute and cuddly.
Yes.
They weren't overly cute and cuddly.
Right.
They weren't bizarrely realistic. They were kind of in the middle somewhere, and it worked.
Yeah, it did.
And but if you go there, you walk in and there's a zip line that goes across the room.
Don't get clotheslined. First
Wait
off.
for that prop to work,
Yes.
because it made me laugh, and I'm still talking about it.
Yeah, and not for nothing. That was probably the best part of the whole room. I'll
Yeah.
be quite honest with you. But the way it was supposed to work, I don't even understand. That was a leap to find what you had to find, put it where you had to put it, and make that monkey go flying.
Yeah,
It was a big leap.
The person who took us into the room and gave us the spiel about the room did a terrible job.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
just, he was very unclear about things, and he just wanted to get out, and he was like, well, don't touch this and don't touch that, and
If you tip
if
this
it
over,
falls
then we got to
over,
pick it
you
up.
got- he's going on and on. But some of the things he told us not to touch ended up being props that we had to
Work with.
work with.
Yes. It had to be. It
On
was
two
stuff in there.
separate occasions.
Right. Exactly.
Yes, we did tell him when we got there the amount of games that we've done, and that might have been why he kind of sped through his spiel.
Maybe.
But, even if you've done hundreds of games, or if you've done 5 games, you paid the same amount of money to be in the room. The person should be respectful enough to give you the same experience as he gives everybody, whether you're a newbie or you're an enthusiast.
And that comes down to etiquette.
Yes.
Which we talked about on the last podcast.
Yes.
So, yes. I agree 100% with that.
And another thing with etiquette with this place, there were, I'd like to say 4 workers there, 5 workers.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like an after-school hangout for them.
It really did.
They were all joking around. Look, you know what? I'm glad you like where you work. It makes the day go by faster.
But they weren't paying attention to
But
anybody.
they weren't paying attention to things. They were joking around and horsing around to the point where it's unprofessional.
Mm-hmm.
Could be heard outside of their office area.
Yep.
And other coworkers were complaining to customers about it, too. Like they were complaining to us about it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they were. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. No,
Which,
you're right.
To me, was all kind of,
Right.
unprofessional, and it goes to etiquette. It's a non-professional way to act.
Yeah. I want to jump back into the room just for a minute. The final puzzle we had to do was a pretty big leap.
Yeah.
That thing, like, yeah, nothing in the room told you had to hold the button down.
Right. I was trying to think of how we were going to say that. But
And there's just no other way to say it.
there's a button, and you would think that you press the button and
it
it's going to
runs
do
through
what
this-
it's going to do.
Yeah,
And we pressed the button, and it did what it was going to do.
and it did the same thing over and
And
over
every
and
time
over.
we pressed it, it did the same thing. And it took us calling to find out
if that was
if
the
we were
answer.
done with the game or not.
Right.
Because we had no idea what the end of the game was.
Right.
And once he came in, he's like, oh, no, you got to hold that, not just press it.
Okay.
Well, then shouldn't there be something somewhere,
That says hold it down.
Another
thing I wanted to say, too, about that was if you're going to do recordings in rooms,
make them
clear.
Yes.
Clear, and so you can hear them. Also, we use the walkie-talkie in this room.
Yep.
And
Which
the
you're not a
walkie-talkie,
fan of.
You're not either.
No, but I tolerate it more than you.
Well, you use it more than I do, and you use it
Yeah.
on a daily basis anyway. But make sure when you're talking through it, it's clear.
Yes.
I know you had a hard time understanding every time we had to use the walkie.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand anything they were saying.
Now, I do like, sometimes I like it, when you ask for a clue and the answer isn't straight given, they give you a
riddle or a
riddle or something
long-winded
like that.
version
and,
of it.
We asked for the clue, and he read us the same thing over the walkie-talkie that the recording was, but we couldn't understand it on the recording because it was muffled on
Yes.
the recording.
Right.
And now, coming over a walkie-talkie, it's still muffled
Yep.
because it's a walkie-talkie.
And it sounded just like the recording,
Yeah.
if not worse than the recording.
You know?
It wasn't until he came into the room and told us exactly what that riddle was
Yeah.
that you caught it. I still didn't even catch it.
Yeah.
But, so you really got to step that game up a little bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I wouldn't have even minded them just throwing a card under the door instead of coming in, or that had the whole riddle written down on it.
Yep.
Then you would have caught it a little more.
I didn't mind him coming in. I just at that point we were off by one thing. It bothers me when there's a whole sequence of things and you're off by one thing and you can't get it and you're aggravated and you call and you ask for help. And at that point, you know what? You see we got it. Give us that one thing that we're off by.
Yeah.
Don't spell the riddle out again. Well, we just listened to the riddle 5 times, 10 times. You just spelled it out again. Tell us the damn one letter in the sequence that we're out of.
Yeah. No,
You know?
I agree. I mean, he was telling us and enunciating more of the words that we needed.
Yeah.
But, I didn't catch it. You did. I didn't.
It took 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that once you can't hear it until you hear it.
Yeah.
And then once you hear it, that's all you hear.
Yeah, that's all you do here. Right.
It's like when you look at a pattern on a picture.
Yep.
You don't see it until you see it, and then that's all you see.
It's like the 3D square you draw
Yeah.
and stuff like that, right? So anyway, that was Forrest.
Now, as much as we're kind of bag on it, I did enjoy the room.
Yeah.
You know, I thought
There was some pretty cool puzzles in it. I really liked there was a number puzzle in it.
Yep.
Or a time puzzle in it.
Yep.
I really liked that. I thought that was cool. I liked, again, the ziplining monkey.
I liked what he ziplined into. I liked that whole setup.
Yep.
Again, could have used a little repair.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It just,
All in all, it was a halfway decent room.
yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it was. I mean, we don't give stars anymore, but I'm not gonna tell people not to do the room.
No.
But there's a few things that they need to repair, and it really does need to be repaired.
Yeah, that was the biggest drawback of that room.
There's no upkeep on it.
The wow that you got walking into that room, the initial look at it, if when you took a closer look, you did not see wires, you did not see ripped things, and if everything worked, that would be a great room. Not a great room, but it would be...
No, it'd be a good room.
Yeah.
It'd be a good room. Yeah. Again, so that's Lost Forest.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's not much more we can say. If we keep talking, we'd probably end up bagging it even worse than we just did, even though we're not really
We're just
trying
being
to.
honest.
We're trying to be honest there. We moved on to Vanish. I enjoyed this room a lot more.
So did I.
This was a big upgrade, a big step up from Forest.
Yes.
You're the nephew, I believe it is, or the son. One person in the group is the son of the magician who had to disappear because he pretty much stole the last piece of a puzzle that he's been trying to collect for his whole life. And you have to find all the pieces that he hid, put it all together, and get out.
Yep.
We've seen the final puzzle countless times, and we still forget how to do it.
Yes.
Even though, actually, I figured it out this time. This time I did it. But, and it's a really cool puzzle. You see it in a lot of escape rooms. You do.
Yep.
Everything in
We
there.
have it.
Yeah, we have it. It's on the desk. I don't even know how to explain the room. It was...
Again, it was mostly a one-gen room.
Oh, it was definitely first generation. You know, it was lock heavy, a couple props here and there.
Yep.
And again, because people don't have etiquette in escape rooms,
Yep.
things were broken and they had to repair it the best they could.
Right.
And in all reality, in all honesty, I don't care if I don't care for double locks on the same piece of furniture, same drawer, chest, whatever. I don't.
Right.
If you have to put 2 locks on it,
Put it in a puzzle room.
You don't have enough puzzles.
Right.
Okay? Or you have too many puzzles, I should say. The way that they put these locks on, it was a pain in the ass to move one lock. And every time you did, the number would move.
Because it would either hit the chain or the
hit
lock.
the other lock behind it.
Yeah.
Get a longer chain.
Yep.
And do a short deal.
Yep.
Okay? It's a magician's room. I understand there will be locks all over the place because magicians have locks. I mean, they do. This was originally supposed to be a prop room, a prop piece of furniture that somebody
ripped the door.
It was a female, too. She hulked it, he called it. And you saw the big crack in there.
Yep.
Again, etiquette, people. Etiquette. We just talked about it on the last episode.
Yes.
Please have respect for the game, for the people here, for other people that want to play this game.
Every one of their rooms, and they have 4 or 5 rooms, is all hand done.
Yeah.
Everything in there is hand designed. It's all put together by hand. It's all painted by hand. It's all the whole 9 yards. And now you're walking into someone's work and ripping it apart. And, just come on, people.
Yeah, but all in all, I enjoyed this room a lot better than Forest.
I did too. There's only 2 real big things that I had with the room.
Go ahead.
One was, and I think you're going to agree with me, if there's going to be something that needs to be read, like a map, or
maps,
anything that needs to be read, have it big enough
to read it. And I understand why they did what they did, but
that map could have been 5 times the size, and they still could have done the same thing.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. You shouldn't, or put a magnifying glass in.
Put a magnifying glass.
Especially if you're going to use a smaller map.
They've been using magnifying glasses for thousands of years. The Egyptians used them.
They ask you not to use your phone, this, that, the other thing. Well, guess what? I'm going to pull my phone out because I can't read microscopic writing. I don't even think with glasses I would have been able to read microscope. So here, I wasn't taking a picture, but I was using the camera to magnify everything. And we still got the number wrong.
Yeah.
We don't know how, but we still got the number wrong. We had to guess that last number. I forget what it was, but still. Use a bigger map. Use something that you can actually read.
I mean, we've come across that in fine print. We've come across it in maps. We've come across it in everything you could think of. And it's just is so frustrating.
It really is.
Especially they put their pride in, we built this room.
Yeah.
Well, okay, great. It's not a turnkey room that you bought that you can't say, well, listen, it was part of the room. That's how it came. Mm-hmm. You bought this map and put it where you put it.
Right. Or had the map somewhere and put it where you put it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The other thing is, I'm colorblind. Mm-hmm. Everyone out there knows that. Things that use your other senses, like different colors, like smell, like
braille, touching.
Yes, I mean, certain things. I understand you try to make different puzzles, but when the further you get outside of your normal just intellect, the harder those get to be. So now you have something like smell that in my mind, everyone smells something different.
Yeah.
So what smells like something to you is going to smell different to me.
Right.
Unless it's a very potent smell. And some of us smoke.
Yep.
So your noses are screwed up from that.
Baby, yeah!
Some of us smell diesel fumes all day.
Yeah.
And it's screwed up from that. Some of us work with flowers all day and scents really...
No, yeah.
So if you're going to have something like that, make sure the scent is unmistakable.
Yes. Don't have stuff that could smell the same. Meaning, maybe not have a ton of fruit that would smell the same. Or, I don't even know what else. Really, fruit is what it really is.
If it's a scented oil, make sure there's enough of it in the container.
And not on the outside of the container either, because my hands still smell like it.
If it's a scented oil that's alcohol-based, which a lot of it is, a lot of perfumes are alcohol-based, it evaporates. Make sure you change it often.
Yep.
It gets very annoying when well, does this smell like this? Does that smell like that? And, well, then you get it in your mind, and then you can't stop thinking it.
Right. Because once you smell one thing once, it stays there, and everything else smells the same.
Right.
That took both of us to smell it, and we finally kind of just guessed again on what was what,
Yeah.
in what order. And we finally got it. But, yeah, so, and this room also had one of those worn locks that was only 2 weeks old.
Yes.
And this is when I actually brought it up to him. I said, dude, you guys really got to start taking care of your locks.
Yep.
If we can't read it, then guess what? You don't get that lock anymore. If it wore out in 2 weeks, which, again, I call BS.
Yep.
But, get something that's going to hold up.
Yep.
All in all, this room was done very well. I liked the good use of the very first puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the use of time zones. I liked the use of... I liked how we had to use... it was a color math puzzle.
Yes.
That was cool. I still don't understand how you got... Oh, I kind of think I do understand how you got it. Because I was giving you colored numbers, and I think you were just using those numbers or something.
Oh, the first time I did it?
Yeah.
I have no idea how I screwed that up so bad. I think instead of adding, I was multiplying, or
maybe.
I don't know.
And this was on us. We got what we needed, and I'll tell you, one of the puzzles, it was a five-letter word. We got the letters. We put them in what we thought the way it was, and then I'm like, "Does this even spell a word?" And you even said no. And then 2 seconds later, wait a minute, how do you spell this word? So that was. That was on us.
Yep.
Yeah. There's 32 dots, and it takes a little while. So,
we did beat both rooms.
yeah.
I did enjoy both rooms. As much as, it sounds like
We're bagging on
we're
it.
bagging. I did enjoy both rooms. I
did too.
I enjoyed the Vanish room more.
Yeah. And I would go back to him. They have, he showed us, what was the jail cell one called? I forget now.
Disorderly conduct.
I wouldn't mind
had
going
a cool
back.
jail in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back and doing that room. He showed us the Pazzioli or whatever, the Mafia room that they have.
Which is a team versus team
game.
And
they said that they could actually accommodate for 2 people.
Right.
Which is cool. I don't know if he was just saying that because we told him that after we're done the second room that we do, reviews, escape rooms, whatnot. But I don't think he was just saying that because
he was a nice guy.
Yeah, he kind of did explain all the rooms right to us. And then he showed us another room too, didn't he? No, because
there's
there was a game going on in Killers.
Yeah, he talked about it.
He talked about it, right?
There was people in there.
And so,
I don't know if there's any other rooms besides that.
I don't remember. I know those were the ones that were available at the time. So, we're looking forward. We'll go back.
Yeah.
Finish up a couple rooms. It may not be on this road trip. It may be on another one. So yeah, I mean,
definitely stop by. Ask for Harry.
Yeah.
He was a cool dude. We talked to him for a long time. And make sure you book ahead of time because the place was busy.
They were.
And
And they weren't busy because we looked at it the night before, and I was like, oh, yeah, we got all day. And then when we went to go look, we were actually booking it on the drive down.
Yeah.
And they were pretty full already.
If you go there, their parking lot is in the back of the building.
Or you could park in front if there's
Someone
enough
took my
room.
damn spot.
If there's enough room. New Yorkers like to park half a car length away from each other, so it kind of kills two more cars. One more car could fit in there.
Because someone had to go to Burger King instead of walking to
Hey,
the
I had to
deli.
pee. You know, you want to hear this sound all the time. I had to make that sound, okay? But I would have parked. I would have walked over to Burger King. You could have parked right there, walked over to the deli, got yourself a sandwich.
Got myself a nice Italian grinder.
There you go.
Some gabagool.
Shabba!
Give me the gabagool.
And whatnot. So, anyway, again, that's Epic Escape Games, Epic Escape Rooms. I should probably get the things right, you know. I'll look at my email real quick because I booked those. Epic Escape Rooms Long Island, and it's epicescaperooms.li.com.
In West Hampstead.
West Hampstead, New York. Let's bring you into the now. Go to DIUEscapeCrew.com to check out all the companies that we've played. Links straight to their websites. You can book straight through our website. There's no discounts. There's none of that. We don't last for it. We don't look for it. It's just another way to get people to notice other escape rooms.
Yes.
It's kind of like our RoomScape artist map.
Yep.
Without the map. You can, if you go to Do It Up, if you go to DIUEscapeCrew.com, you can check out the swag. We haven't really been taking many pictures after these games. A lot of them, it's kind of fallen off. So I haven't updated the pictures in the
A lot of
website.
places don't even ask you anymore.
Or they're using it with our own phone, and they don't even post to social media anymore.
You know, no one really says, hey, you guys want a picture? A lot of them are just...
Yep, see you later. But check that out. You get the swag and all that. Check out our sister podcast, the Rusty Razor Podcast, on YouTube, on Facebook,
Dave.
on anywhere that you listen to a podcast. They are part of the DIU Podcast Network.
The designated Dave.
The designated Deacon Dave, the Triple D, the 3D.
Cross-country connection.
Yeah. Other than that, we're hoping to have another review. We're going to do another review on a couple rooms that we're going to be doing today, in the next couple days. But we also have another review we have to do from something we did a couple weeks ago, and we're waiting on our third person to be able to join us with that one.
Yep.
And
He's a bad man.
that he is. And so, we talked about this. If anybody would like to do rooms with us, hit us up. Especially if you're into doing road trips, or maybe you're in the state that we're headed to.
Yeah.
Let us know. We're always looking for people to do rooms, because a lot of them you can't book just two people anymore.
Yeah.
And we're also looking for another challenge, working with people we've never worked with before.
Yep.
So drop us a line. Right? Send us
Even
a
if
message.
you're over an hour away, I mean...
Yeah, we got no problem driving an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It's...
And it don't take a lot of planning. We're very spur of the moment type.
Right. We're usually very open and...
I mean, I was driving home from work yesterday, and
Yeah.
by the time I got home...
Actually, it was on your ride.
Yeah.
We had it planned already. So
He called me while I was on my way home, and
I'm like, yo, let's go for a mini road trip.
if I didn't fall asleep after work, we probably would have left last night.
Right. So, again, hit us up. You can either drop a line on the comments on any of the posts that I make with this podcast, or send us a message on the Facebook page, DIU Escape Crew. And that's Crew, spelled like Motley Crue.
CRUE.
So, other than that, I think that's about it, man.
I think so.
All right. Well, you heard from us when you hear from us.
Hell yeah.
Later.
Peace out.